Welcome to the Divorce School. My name is Tanoya Greaves and I'm a facilitator for the Divorce School. This session's topic is how spousal support works, and the faculty member for this session is Diana Shepard. Diana is the editorial director and co-founder of Divorce Magazine and divorcemagazine.com. She's a certified divorce financial analyst, an award-winning editor, published author, and a nationally recognized expert on divorce, remarriage, finance, and stepfamily issues. Diana has written and edited hundreds of articles about divorce-related issues since 1996, and she's a frequent lecturer on topics of divorce in finance, both to local groups and national organizations. Diana, how does spousal support generally work?
As a certified divorce financial analyst, or CDFA, I can't give legal advice. However, I can tell you how spousal and child support generally work, but for specific advice about your own situation, you must consult with a divorce lawyer. One potential source of income or an expense for many divorced people will be spousal support, sometimes known as alimony or maintenance. No two divorcing couples have identical circumstances, but the standard is to try to give support to the spouse who needs it in order to keep the family on an equal setting. However, there's an underlying duty for each spouse to work towards being financially independent of each other. Spousal support is intended to cover living expenses, while the financially disadvantaged ex-spouse goes back to work or school to retrain for a higher-paying job. In the case of some long-term marriages, 20 years usually or more, support may be ordered so that an ex-spouse can maintain his or her pre-divorce lifestyle indefinitely.
I think the two most often asked questions related to spousal support are: one, how much should it be? And two, how long will a spouse need to pay spousal support?
Spousal support is based on different factors, and it's a very gray and subjective area. You'll definitely need to speak to your family law lawyer about whether you're eligible for or likely to have to pay spousal support. However, the two most heavily weighted factors are the recipient's need and the payor's ability to pay the support. The length of the marriage is another factor that's considered when awarding spousal support. Unless you've prepared an accurate budget detailing your weekly, monthly, and annual expenses and income, you won't know how much spousal support you need, or if you're on the other end of the equation, how much you can afford to pay. You should start by reviewing your check register and credit card statements or your online banking records if that's how you usually pay your bills. Remember that not all your expenses are paid monthly. Some insurance premiums or tax bills might be payable quarterly or annually, so make sure to account for those as well. And don't forget about cash withdrawals using ATM cards. You'd be surprised at how quickly taking $50 here and $100 there can put you in the red if those withdrawals are not included in your budget. Also, you need to be able to account for where and how you spent the cash. Was it taking taxis to work, going out to restaurants, on a new outfit, or paying the babysitter? You could download an expense worksheet at divorcemag.com to use as a guide. Make 2 copies of the chart, replacing or deleting items to suit your needs, then fill in pre-divorce expenses on one and post-divorce expenses on the other. Aside from determining need and ability to pay, you need to understand some other important issues with regard to spousal support. With respect to the amount and duration, this can either be a negotiated amount between the spouses or it can be court-ordered.
Can the amount of spousal support be changed, or is a divorced couple stuck with what they had originally agreed upon, even if their situation has changed?
In most cases, spousal support is set up as modifiable, which means that either party can ask for it to be changed at a future date due to a substantial change in circumstances for one or both of the parties. Here's an example. John is currently paying Mary, who has a minimum wage job, $20,000 per year in modifiable spousal support. In the second year after the divorce, Mary finds a job that pays her $55,000 per year. Due to this change in circumstances, John may be able to have the spousal support reduced. He may also be able to have the support reduced if he loses his job or has to reduce his working hours and pay due to an illness or disability. However, if John quits his high-paying job and takes one for little or no salary to try and reduce or eliminate his support payments, he might just be out of luck. If a judge determines that John has become underemployed or unemployed to avoid paying spousal support to Mary, the judge can impute a certain amount of additional income to John, and he might be on the hook for the same amount of support as before he sabotaged his career.
Diana, what should someone know about the tax issues of spousal support? And why is it important to know whether or not it is tax deductible?
Spousal support is typically treated as taxable income to the person receiving it and tax deductible for the person paying it. This means that you need to know what the actual out-of-pocket cost is going to be if you're going to be paying it, or the net amount that you'll receive if you're going to be receiving it. For example, if your spouse is claiming that they can't afford to pay you $50,000 per year, do you know how much less than $50,000 it's really going to cost him or her after taxes are factored in? And if you're receiving that $50,000 per year, do you know how much of that you're going to get to keep? Do you think it would make a difference to you when you and your lawyer are negotiating your settlement? Of course it would. Ask your financial professional to factor in the tax situation of both parties, including itemized deductions, tax filing status, earned income credits, etc., to determine the true cost of spousal support.
Does spousal support end when the payer dies or become unable to pay, say due to serious injury or illness? That sounds a bit scary.
If you're relying on spousal support to cover your cash flow needs, it's very important to protect it in case your ex-spouse dies or becomes disabled. Let's say, for example, that your ex-spouse dies only 1 year after your divorce and you were counting on support of $30,000 per year for the next 5 years in order to meet your needs. Where is the income going to come from now? Many divorce agreements require insurance to protect support payments against death, but almost none include disability protection. Considering that the probability of disability occurring during one's working years is 2 to 3 times greater than the risk of death, this is crucial insurance to obtain. A company called Family Value Guard offers this type of disability insurance. You need to make sure that your support is protected against both disability and death of the payor, and that it's protected for the correct amount.
Diana, thanks for sharing this general information about spousal support, which should provide some peace of mind to both spouses. The Divorce School has many great videos and podcasts. Click on one of the sessions on your screen and you can start your next class right away.